Hades, the god of the underworld, was one of the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses in ancient Greek mythology. He was the eldest son of Cronus and Rhea and the older brother of Zeus and Poseidon. Hades was the ruler of the underworld, a dark and gloomy realm where the souls of the dead would reside. Hades was born in the depths of the earth, in a hidden cave, and was raised in secrecy, away from the gaze of the other gods. When he came of age, he and his brothers, Zeus and Poseidon, overthrew their father and became the rulers of the world. Hades was given the underworld as his domain, and he ruled over it with an iron fist, enforcing its laws and keeping the dead in their place. Despite his fearsome reputation, Hades was not a cruel ruler. He was just, and he ensured that the souls of the dead received their due punishment or reward, depending on the deeds they had done in life. He was also known for his wealth, for the underworld was rich in minerals, and Hades was said to have a vast treasury of gold and precious stones. Persephone, on the other hand, was born to Demeter, the goddess of the harvest, and Zeus, the king of the gods. She was a beautiful and kind goddess, beloved by all who knew her. Her mother, Demeter, was fiercely protective of her, and she took great care to ensure that Persephone was always safe and happy. One day, while Persephone was picking flowers in a meadow, she encountered Hades. The god of the underworld was immediately struck by her beauty and grace, and he knew that he had to have her for his own. He whisked her away to the underworld, making her his queen. Demeter was inconsolable, and the earth became barren and dark, as she refused to let the crops grow until her daughter was returned to her. The other gods intervened, and Persephone was allowed to return to the world above for half the year, while spending the other half of the year in the underworld with Hades. As Persephone adjusted to life in the underworld, she began to see a different side of Hades. She discovered that beneath his fearsome exterior was a kind and sensitive god, who yearned for love and companionship. Persephone, in turn, was drawn to Hades' strength and power, and she began to fall in love with him. Their love was not without its challenges. The other gods disapproved of their union, and they tried to keep Persephone away from Hades, fearing that she would be lost to the underworld forever. But Persephone and Hades were determined to be together, and they stood their ground, fighting against the gods and their disapproval. One day, while Persephone was wandering the underworld, she was approached by Hermes, the messenger of the gods. He informed her that the other gods had decided that she must return to the world above, and that her time with Hades was over. Persephone was devastated, for she had grown to love Hades deeply, and she did not want to leave him. Hades was equally heartbroken, and he knew that he could not bear to lose Persephone. He decided that he would fight for their love, no matter what the cost. He summoned the gods to the underworld, and he challenged them, telling them that Persephone was his queen, and that he would never let her go. The gods were stunned by Hades' boldness, but they were also impressed by his love for Persephone. They realized that their attempts to keep Persephone from Hades were wrong, and that the two gods truly loved each other. And so, after much discussion, they reached a compromise. Persephone would be allowed to spend 6 months of the year in the underworld with Hades, and 6 months of the year in the world above with her mother. And so, Persephone and Hades' love flourished. They became known as one of the greatest love stories in all of mythology, a symbol of the power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. Despite all the challenges they faced, they remained steadfast in their love for each other, and they proved to the world that anything is possible with love. Years passed, and their love only grew stronger, until the day when Hades was faced with the ultimate test. Persephone became deathly ill, and Hades was told that she could only be saved by traveling to the land of the living and seeking the help of her mother, Demeter. Hades was torn, for he did not want to leave Persephone's side, but he also knew that he had to do everything in his power to save her. So, he journeyed to the world above, and he approached Demeter, who was overjoyed to see her daughter's husband. She listened as he told her of Persephone's illness, and she immediately agreed to help. Together, they traveled to the underworld, and Demeter used her powers to heal Persephone. As Persephone slowly regained her strength, she and Hades talked, and they realized that their love was even stronger than they had ever imagined. From that day forward, Persephone and Hades ruled the underworld together, with Demeter as their ally. They proved to the world that love could conquer even the greatest of obstacles, and that the power of love was greater than any other force in the universe. As they sat together on the throne of the underworld, hand in hand, they knew that they had found a love that would last through all of eternity. And they lived happily ever after, ruling the realm of the dead and proving to the world that love truly is the strongest power of all. I hope the story will give you strength to overcome any hardness in love. If you are interested in reading more about the fascinating world of mythology, I have included the links in the description to some of the best mythology storybooks available. Thank you for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming mythology stories.